Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Nomadic Survival here in Space Engineers with the Beast Phoenix. And yes, it is a little bonus video for this week for you guys because you've been so supportive throughout this entire build. I thought I might as well do a little bit of an extra video for this week. I don't normally and don't expect this to be every single week. I'm not saying I'm going to upload twice a week. But I thought you guys would enjoy an extra video. So the mission is the same as always. We need to try and get over to that North Pole. And we have this very vast uneven terrain to cross. So if I go into a bit of a spectator. So first of all, we're going to be using the actual rover and driving around to try and find a suitable place. But just to give you a bit of an idea, yeah, straight away, pretty much this entire area is like there's a massive hill, right, or a massive cliff face, basically, to get into it. The only place it seems like is way down over here. There's a slightly nicer path. And then moving further, all of this is actually not too bad terrain to drive over. We can drive over all of this bit fairly easily. This part is going to be a little bit interesting, and again, even worse here, so we might have to try and find a way to drive around it. And, yeah, and then somehow find a way through all of this stuff, find a way through all of this, and get up to the actual North Pole, which is directly on this position right here. The other option is trying to find a way actually on this big hill. So this hill is also really nice and flat. But again, it leads back over to this sort of place. We are somewhere over on this hillside. There we are, right there. So if we can find a way to get onto this hill right here, it'd be great. But again, a lot of it is a very steep cliff face. And it doesn't seem like it gets any easier the further you drive around it. If anything, it looks like it possibly gets worse. Yeah, but there seems to be a lot of possible ice deposits around here, so I'm hopeful we have plenty of power. Because one of the other things I realised, right, so in the last video I was being a bit concerned, like, hey, we're not producing as much power as we used to. Like, normally these solar panels would be producing, like, 150 to 200 kilowatts. The sun doesn't go overhead anymore. It takes the path around to the side because we're getting closer to the North Pole. To the point where I'm not even sure if the North Pole is going to get like light. It might just be a case of it barely comes up, and yeah, it's not ideal. But we got hydrogen, so we should be fine. But yeah, without further ado, let's deploy the rover and let's try and plot a acceptable path. I still haven't actually set up these ramps to trigger with the sensor yet. That's my bad. But it's fun. Okay. Guessing we're fully extended on these pistons. Yes, okay. I'm a little bit concerned that is not a lot of room for me to dismount on that side. Or that side, okay. Because that wheel is angled downwards, if it was angled upwards, I'd have a little bit of a better chance. So what I'm actually going to do is gonna manually lift it, maybe, hopefully. There we go. Just like that, which should give us plenty of space to be able to get down. That one. Nice and slow. Maybe we can go slightly faster. Be careful with how much clearance I have. Good, good, good. Right. Let's park that Rover just there. Let's turn these on. Let's just get it to go up. And we can... Jesus. Toggle that back off. Good. Right, so now the whole plan is just to try and find a nice, viable way I can take the Rover down. And make sure I don't crash and die. Okay, so I've had a couple of people say, oh, you should build a drone. And yeah, that would probably make sense, but you know, you get a nice sense of where you're actually driving an actual Rover. So, all this place, that's drivable. Right. So let's do a GPS from here. We're gonna do it's just gonna be a GPS like 1, 2, 3, 4 sort of thing. Every like, I don't know, amount of distance that requires, like if it's just driving a long time in a straight line, I should be fine, but... So we can drive along here. Seems fine, it seems fine. Do another one from current position. I'll just have to work out how... I'll be able to do it as long as I have a rough path. I don't need to take the exact path. Another one. Oh, a dark patch over there. Okay, this seems still very drivable, but again, no good places to get down. In current position. This seems nice and easy just to drive along. Now, there's no rhyme or reason to the actual distances I put them away from each other, where I place the actual markers, as long as it gives a rough idea, or as long as I can tell where I'm going. Like, this one's going to be a bit closer just because it's a change in direction slightly. So we're going to come down there. And then it's just going to be driving in this general area here. Somewhere around here. To find our little ways around. It's so much easier to do it in a smaller Rover. No, I guess one thing is, what justifies how close I am to the actual North Pole? Does the large Rover actually have to drive on top of it? Right? Like, do I actually have to drive on top of the actual GPS marker, or can it just be as, you know, if I'm in like sight distance or like a kilometer of the North Pole, is that good enough for you guys? I don't know. Nice marker down here. Yeah, from this position. Now this is where it gets tricky. Now I'm not going to put another marker yet until I actually work out the path. Because it's really going to get uneven here and narrow, and I don't know how well it's going to work. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put another one somewhere around here. I should be able to drive over this. These don't seem too excessive for the caliber of my suspension. I don't think I'd want to drive over any of that in a normal Rover, but... Right, so that's the big hill, isn't it? So if I take a little look-see. Yeah. So I'm basically taking a big detour around... then I either try to drive down this way and find a way, like, this stuff is what I'm concerned about. Actually, it doesn't seem that bad, but it's the hills and the drops, and it's actually, I can drive over all this. That seems a little bit certain, but so far it seems alright. That's a little bit excessive. I can drive up that, yeah, okay. So the trick is I just want to plan out I don't technically have to, I could just YOLO it and work it out, but I like the idea of planning out a route. Especially when the ground becomes a little bit uneven. It just gives me a bit of a peace of mind that I'm not, you know, wasting power or going the wrong way. I'm going in a route which is sort of efficient. Now, I may overestimate what I can actually drive up and over, and in that case, I may have to re-evaluate when I get into that situation. But from what I can tell, it doesn't look too bad. Again, it's actually, in some ways, even more difficult because this Rover is actually a big, small grid Rover, right? Like, it's not tiny. But driving over all these things, these look, you know, when they're double the height of this Rover, you're like, oh, that's a bit unsafe. And then, you know, you drive it in the Phoenix, and it's like a little rock. You know? It's like, oh, this giant hill. No, that's like a pebble. It's fun. It's certainly a fun it's been a fun Rover to build. And like I was saying in the last video, we have a lot of upgrades to put on it. Like I said, I've been working with a team. A group of us have been doing some upgrades on it. And yeah, I'm hoping to get them onto the actual world at some point and we can get some of this stuff built. Now this is not drivable. Okay. Alright, so where do I need to go wider? Definitely don't want to be driving over any of this stuff. Okay, so I'm going to delete marker 13. And I'm going to put a new one somewhere around here. So this will be a new 13. So basically, from 12 we're going to head around this way. Just because it's a little bit flatter. And this is the exact reason why I'm using a rover instead of a drone. It just allows you to feel what you're driving a little bit better. Even again this, it probably can drive down it. If worse comes to worse, I think I can just keep driving it left and there's another path, so I'm still going to take it down here. Oh, we're still a long way away. Right, so but I want to put another marker here because I want to be able to drive up this way. It's also very useful having another very capable rover. The custom suspension on this one isn't necessary, but it does a very good job of just helping drive. The twisting is the most useful in this thing. But yeah, really happy with it. Ooh, another distress signal. I don't mind if I do. Move from current position. This is all nice and drivable. This hill might take a little bit of a grunt to get up, but I can definitely get up this hill. No problem. How's the other side? Yeah, this seems fine. Alright, so let's put another one down there. Oh, there's a station up in space. Shame there's not an easy way of me getting over there. Right, so I'm just going to ignore putting markers down. I'm going to quickly drive over to this distress signal. Let's go in a little bit of a detour just to see what's over there. And let's take it down here. Ooh, is this ice then? This is ice. That would be very nice. Is there any ice? There is ice. Okay, so any of these really dark blue, dark green patches do have ice, even if they don't have a couple of trees or anything. Very nice, very nice. Oh god, you're far away, aren't you, still? Whee, bump. Now, another fun thing, all of my rovers, so the Phoenix, this rover, Nelly, my other one, none of them have gyros on them. I don't usually not put gyros on my rovers, but in this case, I haven't been putting gyros on them. And I've been, you know, trying to design them in a way so they're very stable, and there's a very low likelihood that I even need a gyro. And to be honest, so far, as you can probably tell, I haven't been driving the rovers particularly, like, overly cautiously. But they do just handle bumps really nicely. Like, sometimes, you know, it gets very uneven and you've got to sort of turn into the lean to make sure you get your, you know, self right. You can't just go balls to the walls, but it works. You know, it works quite nicely in my opinion. That is a big wreck. Alright. I'm always just hoping there's no turrets on these. I'm guessing because the white signals are not enemies. And the last one wasn't, so... Wow, this is a big ship. This is like double the size of the other one. Alright. What do we have? Large cargo box. Unfortunately, it's damaged, so there's nothing going to be in that one. Battery for terminal down there. Dead engineer. What have you got on you? My sister was having her first kid. I was supposed to meet him, and I was supposed to die here. Unfortunately, you did die here. I'm sorry to tell you, you do not seem very alive. To be honest, nothing particularly. The explosives are nice. I'll take the explosives. Any nice tools? I'll take them tools. Why not? Alright. More power cells, more silicon ore. It's not too bad. What is that? That's not a large cut. Ooh, wait, that's a lot of silver. I wish I had platinum. You got platinum? You got magnesium. You got more silver, ice, and gold. Okay, okay, okay. Actually, really nice. Let's just try and claim all these blocks again. Yep, there we go. So I actually do have a good amount of cargo space on this rover. Shouldn't be too bad. Nearly did it well. Some large iron engines. Hopefully they have some thruster components so I can turn that into platinum. That'd be nice. These wreckages are really cool though. I'm guessing they're part of the not the signals, the this last update, because I haven't seen them before. So I'm either just being very stupid, and they've been around for ages, or these are new, because these aren't a mod. There's no mods, I don't think, causing this. If it is, my bad. I don't think it is. Right, what else have we actually got, which may have some value? What's that? Light work blocks. Has this got anything in it? Oh my god, that's got 754 thruster components. Hell yeah. That is the mother load of thruster components. Also wish I had my grinding ship. I really need to make like a really... I was gonna say, cool to make a miniature grinding ship, but that wouldn't really help because the whole thing about, like, you can't really make them small because you need to have the cargo. I'm not gonna say no to all of this. Certainly gonna help me get all the platinum I need. Might not be all of it, but it's gonna be a good amount. And this is just one thruster. I wonder if there's gonna be any more. That's the thing. It's always good to look in the actual boxes, but also look at what the blocks are made from. A lot of the time you can find the same amount, if not more, resources in the actual blocks. This got any in it? Nope. Timer block. What are you timering? Where's the control module, select ooh, weird. Set of actions. Beacon. Okay, so it's just to trigger the beacon on and off, which is kind of what I thought on the other one, so. Good to know it's not a case of, hey, after X amount of time, you are going to explode. Oh, that's a blaster. I thought that was a... Oh, you another one? Yeah, but you haven't got as many. You've 88, not 700 odd. That's a shame, but it's fine. That's fine, that's fine. You're still valuable to me. I still love you. I don't see anything valuable in this top half. Alright. That seems like everything of value. So what did I actually get? Oh, sorry, there wasn't as many in there as I thought. 468. Oh no. Plus 300. Yeah, okay. Okay, that was a lot. I guess that was 842 of them. Yeah. Very nice. But gold. Oh, silver. Silver is nice. Alright. That's good enough for me. Let's try and head back to no, let's just mark this whilst I'm here. Good. Let's drive back. So I didn't want to get too much stuff because it makes the front of this Rover really heavy. It means when I'm driving it can tip forward. Not most ideal for stability. But yeah, let's try and drive back to waypoint 16 and work out how we're going to get to the North Pole. Whee! That'd be quite steep. Can I drive up that? I can probably drive up that, right? I can drive up that. Like a glove. Ooh, supplies. So that's the thing, I think I'm going to get a lot of valuable stuff from the actual alive, or not like ship wreckages, but the actual proper enemy bases. I really want to shoot down one of the cargo transports, because I feel like they're going to be carrying a lot of resources. This terrain is like impossible to navigate using a large rover. At least not a lighter one than mine. You ever get the feeling that you've just been talking to yourself for like a long period of time just to find out you haven't actually been recording any of it? I sometimes get that idea, like get that thought, and then I have to check, and then I realise, oh no, everything's good. But every single time gives me a heart attack, and I don't really know why, because I'm usually actually quite good at actually remembering that kind of thing, so. Yeah, it's just fun. Fun in a not very fun way. Yeah. Let's put a GPS post back there. I'm guessing I can find a way to navigate. I think I can sort of squeeze this way. It's not going to be a mass. Jesus, Rover, stop trying to flip on me, man. I was just saying that you were good. Yeah. Anyone there? So now from here, it's a pretty direct drive, actually. Whee! Do. Oh, that'd be steep. That'd be very, very steep. Hmm. What is there this way? You need to find a good way of being able to get down here, otherwise it's not going to work. The fact is, this Rover can drive down steep, like declines, but I'd rather not drive down steep inclines if I don't have to, because there's always a chance that something goes wrong, right? Always. And yeah, I don't want anything to go wrong. Okay, let's see what's on the other side. Let's see what that is this way. Oh yeah, another thing I've found out about Pertam. Like ores seem to be in like big clusters, like as in there's a load of like ore spots and then there's whole areas with no ore spots. I don't understand how this planet like works in terms of its ore generation, because it seems random half the time. I don't know. Might just be me. Okay, this looks promising. Got a marker down here. Let's see where this leads. Because now we're down. And like this isn't as bad. As in this is very much drivable. Okay. So is this where I decide to try and climb up? As in do I try to go up here? It's steep. It's steep. But up here it's... Let's have a look, see. Where, like, how does this path look that we're leading? So yeah, we start our journey, we go around, we lead forward, we are taking a nice path. Currently here, we've still got all of that to go. So my current choice is, do I take this path up here? And then I guess I can follow it along here, but it gets way too narrow to really drive on, but it stays flat. Yeah, until it doesn't. Alright, which bit? I want to get onto this part, right? So as long as I stay on this elevation, you know, I can follow this path along here. Follow this path along here. Follow it along here, follow it along here. Up here, up here. Along here. I don't even know if that's wide enough. But that leads me on to that path, alright. So what about if I take this path, this lower path down here? Oh, I can easily drive up onto that bit later on. Yeah, okay. So it's how do I get up this incline to the right? That's the next challenge. Very satisfying driving down there. Okay, so we take the path over there. I think I can actually just drive straight up this part. Up here. I don't think that is too steep. And then once I'm here, I can, you know, keep going this way. This part is going to be very nice to drive on. Might need to take a bit of a detour around the rock. Yeah, we'll work that out. I'm not putting a marker every like 100 meters. I'm not that. I'm not following a line that exact. But, you know, somewhere roughly around here. And then I've got to find a way up this part here. Ooh, that was close to the cockpit. So up to this part. I'm gonna hope that I'm narrow enough to drive along this part. And then I guess down here. Maybe. I don't know. Alright, just keep to the points. Up and over this bit. Try not to take my cab off. I'm very front heavy. Keep driving along this path up here. And hey presto, we will work it out from there. I'm not going to plan any more than that. I think that's going to be close enough. So let's just take the drive back. Let's see how easy or hard it is. If I take this way instead of the other one. Yeah, that's also possible. Means I just take this lower, slightly steeper path. So either way, it doesn't really make much difference which way I go. Whichever way I fit, basically. And then we gotta find a way down there. So I've got that wider path there, or this narrower path here, depending on which way I fit. Yeah, it's not too bad. And we're gonna go this way. This bit's really nice. Just smooth. So I'm kind of hoping with the new iteration of the V-Rage engine that it's going to be really rough, like rocky terrain as well as... Because voxels are alright, and they've shown like gravelly sort of surfaces. I'm really hoping they actually make it so it's like gravel is actually, you know... I don't know if they can make it that way, but instead of it being one solid thing like gravel, as in how gravel works, it slides like a coarse kind of grit. There's multiple particles, and like when you drive over it, you know, you can slip because the gravel's, you know, not producing enough friction on your tire. I don't know. You know what I mean, though. And that was like, same with like sand, like driving over sand, you can actually sink into the sand a bit. Stuff like that. I think that's what this game needs. It doesn't need like SnowRunner levels of mud physics, I don't think. Or like, I don't think, you know, it's a choice. I would play it with the chance of I could get stuck. As in, oh, if you drive into this certain sand dune, there is a chance that you can get bogged down if your vehicle is too heavy. I would 100% do that, because it's, again, it's choosing your path so you don't, die. Decease. Go kaboom. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. We have many, many hours ahead of us of rambling. I love this Rover. Rover's so fun. Whee! It can drive for just ages because it's got the hydrogen. It's got like, I think I could probably drive it for a good like 6, 7, 8 hours solid without like actually going somewhere to like recharge it just because I have the engines and that's this hydrogen. Whoop. This is fine. Told you. It certainly drives a bit better when it's got weight in the cargo box. Press a rock. I think I must have missed it. Either that or my suspension completely just dampened it. One of the two. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's certainly a little bit front heavy at the moment with just stuff in the cargo box. That's why I'm taking it a bit easier. When you've got stuff on the rear end, it, like on the bed, it actually keeps the back end down and stops the front end from tipping up so much, so yeah. Not the most ideal situation currently driving, especially since I'm carrying like heavy resources, but it's fine. It's fine. You guys spend your time watching me drive at stupid rates of speed. That's why you're here. It's just so satisfying when it like proper just drives smoothly. Like this current camera's perspective, I could be here in real life. You know what? I would love that. I'd love just to be in like a Rover like this, just absolutely sending it over like the middle of nowhere. Be great fun. This is probably quite steep. Is it too steep? Probably. You know what? First person. Wee. Scary, I think, or not. See, this is where I'd build a base. If I was playing full, like, in a, not even in a server, but like, if this was real life and you were trying to, you know, stay a bit hidden, I would 100% be in, like, this type of condition. Because it's so hard to navigate for, like, certain things. So you can fully just defend yourself, like, in the midst of rocks. Just a natural protective, yeah, it just makes it harder to attack. It's like how, in the olden days with, like, fortresses and stuff, they would put them on, like, islands and stuff, because the only way of attacking it was from the sea, and earlier on at least, it was a lot easier to have strong ground forces than it was to have strong forces on boats. For a lot of boats were made of wood, and wood has a slight issue when it comes to fire. And ground is not very flammable in terms of just, you know, it's not like you're going to sink into the ground if the ground sets on fire, but if you do that with wood on a boat, not going to have a good time. Also, I have no idea how I got onto this conversation. I am fully rambling. Woo! Welcome to my TED Talk. Welcome to my podcast. Today we are going to talk about the fundamentals of civil engineering. Oh dear. This is why you don't drink and drive. Whee! So fun. It's just fun. Like, if you're building vehicles in this game and you're not having fun doing it, you're not doing it right. The only reason you should be building certain stuff in this game is to have fun. And, you know, if you enjoy building spaceships and you don't enjoy building rovers, don't build rovers. The other way around, if you don't particularly like building like giant rovers like how I have, because, you know, you can't, you haven't got the time or something to build it, don't build a big rover. Stick with something like small grid. You can easily build something very, very nice looking in small grid without it taking, you know, multiple months like this Phoenix has taken me. Good timing for it to come into view. But yeah, for example, I get a lot of people asking me how do I come up with such interesting designs for ships, or for rovers, or for any of my builds. And it's just a case of experimenting and messing around with, you know, what feels right for you. So in this case, this rover here in front of me was never supposed to look like how it does. The initial concept design for this rover was supposed to be basically an oil rig on wheels, right? So it was supposed to be very sort of tall, scaffolding based, rusty, you know, it wasn't supposed to be a very clean, smooth build. It just happened that that's how it developed, and, you know, I don't hate it. But it's not, it was never the initial plan. Let's empty this piston of this inventory before I attach it, because I still haven't set any of it up yet. But yeah, it was supposed to be a much smaller build as well. And it was also supposed to be, well, smaller is smaller-ish. It was supposed to use a very different suspension. As you could probably tell, I went through like 3 different suspensions when I was actually building it here in this survival series. But that even then wasn't the actual design I was going to go with. I was gonna go with something a lot wider, wider, a lot more wheels, basically. Is that gonna be closer? That might be good. There we go. Inventory should pretty much empty out immediately. And it will sort all of his stuff out for me because this Rover is amazing. Okay, so that's that emptied. So now it's going to be a case of loading it back up. Right, so let's do that. Let's also do this thing again. Should be good like that. Okay. That'd be quite steep. Nicely done. Perfect. Good. 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 Let's turn these back on like that. Do that like that. Make it a bit more even. Good. And let's go for a little drive. Yes, what are we on? Only about an hour. Get cut down nicely. Let's get driven down here. Let's see how we do. Please get turned around in time. That was pushing it close, to say the least. Good to know that is basically my exact turning circle. Cool. Ah, first person. You can see absolutely nothing. Nice. I could have just gone up the high path, but for some reason I'm going over this way. It's fine. A small pebble. Right. I don't see any problem. I've got to admit, I'm very, very impressed with this thing. It is driving over the terrain really, really nicely. I hope you enjoyed some of them cinematic shots I managed to get. It's just, I don't know, it just feels right. This vehicle just seems very cinematic. Like I can just honestly, I could watch this suspension drive over all of this rough terrain indefinitely. Now I'm keeping the front fairly stiff for a lot of this drive because I don't want it to let's give this a bit of boost up this hill. I don't want it to break the front sort of thing, so let's thread the needle up and over all this. Oof. Just about getting over this bit, Jesus. I'm so glad I added boost to the back of this thing. It comes in very, very handy. So I can either take the high route or the low. I think I'm going to take the low. And a bit more cinematic driving. Oh, it's amazing. Make sure I don't slide off this hill. We're certainly trying to a bit there. Yeah, that's where my GPS's end. And this is where we make our final stand. I have no idea what I'm on about. No, this is where we get to the actual North Pole. I didn't actually think I'd get to the North Pole in this video. But honestly, this thing it just goes. And it's actually really nice. Alright, I think I know the path I want to take. I want to go up here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, duck. Give it a bit of boost. Yeah, well, let's just go straight up this bit as well. Why not? Yeah, the answer, why not, is because I actually can't. Wow. Alright, let's go around it then. Wow. I'm actually really proud of this rover. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'm really proud of it. It just goes. Oh, I never actually I never retracted the connector. Whoops. And there we have it, the North Pole. Oh, a bit more boost. We weren't quite over that hill enough yet. I can't believe that. That's we've gone so far in so, like, honestly not that much time, like, you know, maybe 4 hours over the last couple of episodes. Or 4 or 5 hours. Ah, we got iron. And we are going to drive directly over the North Pole. There we have it. The North Pole. Isn't that just good? Oh. Oh, the journey, though, is only just beginning. We've got another however many kilometers, a couple hundred kilometers to go. So one thing I've found out is if I put the battery, like, alright, so that's with the park and brake on, it's using 5 whatever that. If I then turn that off and, you know, I'm using so, like, it uses so much power just by being idle. Like, having the handbrake on, it's crazy. So I don't really want to keep the handbrake on much anymore. But there we have it. Ah. So if just to prove at the North Pole, you'll see no matter where I look, it's heading north to, right to this point. If you look at the top of my compass. So if I head directly here, look, even if I move around, it's gonna follow that point exactly. Follow all the way along, and directly on this point, it flips. So this is the North Pole. From every angle. Let's see. It's the North Pole. Ah. What a lovely sunset. It's a lovely view. Yeah, we've got, was it exactly 60 or just a bit over 60 kilometers? Ah, okay. That's a long way to go. Nice. This thing is behaving spectacularly well. And it's not even in its final form yet. We've got some more upgrades I want to do to it, like I said. So I think in the next episode, we're going to get a couple of guys on. We're going to upgrade this beast. But yeah. It may have a bit of a tweaky wheel here and there, but it does its job. Even now, it's just perfectly doing such a good job. Such a good job. But yeah, that's where we're going to end for today's video, so hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, as always, remember to hit the like button. It helps me out more than you think it does. Shows this series as one you want to see continue in the future. As always, my name's been Quantum Chief, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!